A man was going on his way as usual near a temple in Dharmasthala, Karnataka, when he saw something strange in the bushes. As soon as he saw it, he could not stop himself and immediately ran in that direction. As soon as he reached there, the scene that was in front of his eyes shook his soul. With trembling hands, he immediately called the police. The police reached the spot within a few minutes, but as soon as they saw that scene, the soul of the entire police force trembled. Asterisk in front of them was the naked body of a young woman, and her condition was such that anyone who saw it would scream. The scariest thing was that mud was filled in her private parts. This scene was so gruesome that the eyes of every officer present there were wide open. Clothes were immediately ordered and her body was covered. After this, the investigation of this horrific case started. Soon a man was arrested, and after being produced in the court, he was sentenced to 15 years. Asterisk, but as soon as his sentence ended after 15 years, a sensational revelation was made in the Supreme Court. That person had not done anything to that girl. In fact, he was a mentally deranged person who was forcibly implicated in this case by the police. As soon as this truth came out, there was a stir in the whole country. The media surrounded the police and people were forced to think, who is the real culprit? Asterisk, then about 10 days ago, a mysterious letter reaches the police station. In this letter, many untold things related to that horrific case, and some such names were revealed, which no one could even think of. In this letter, a claim was made that about 100 girls have been brutalized in the Dharamstal area, and this network is also behind the disappearance of those 400 girls. Asterisk, now the question arises that who was the mastermind of all this? And what happened to these 400 innocent girls? In the first week of July 2025, they get hold of a letter sent to the police station in a secret way. There were some photographs with that letter which made every officer shudder. Asterisk, the person who wrote the letter introduced himself as a former sweeper of that temple. He told that he was appointed in the same temple of Dharamsthala in 1995. Everything was normal in the beginning, but one day his supervisor came and said that a girl's body was lying on the bank of the river. Go and burn it or bury it. Initially, he did not find anything strange, but when this happened again and the other girl did not have a single piece of clothing on her body, his heart sank. Asterisk, he tried to ask his boss, but in response he got threats: if you tell anything to anyone, then the next turn will be yours or your family's. Out of fear, he remained silent. This cycle continued from 1995 to 2014. His duty became just one: to make the bodies disappear. No one knew anything because this sin was flourishing under the cover of the temple. People thought that the temple had some ghostly power, but the real brutality was hidden inside humans. Asterisk, gradually the number of missing girls increased. Then one day his own relative, with whom he was deeply attached, also disappeared. And in a few days the same girl was brought in front of him, naked, broken, and helpless. At that moment, for the first time, he felt the human inside him coming alive again. His soul screamed. He started thinking, when this can happen to his own, then how would be the pain of others? Asterisk, he started understanding that his boss and some influential people associated with the temple would call these girls, exploit them all night, and if they resisted, they would be killed. Then their dead bodies would be handed over to him. Every day he went through a living hell. His heart was broken, but his tongue was silent. Asterisk, in the letter, he wrote that from 1995 to 2014, he buried the bodies of about 400 girls with his own hands. All this was his compulsion. If he refused, his end was certain. But in 2014, he finally took a decision, quietly left everything and fled to another state with his family. 11 years had passed, but that fear still does not let him sleep. Every night he wakes up screaming. He sees those girls in his dreams, whose souls are still wandering. He said in the letter that he himself will take the police to all the places where he buried the bodies. He had only one demand: his name and identity should not be revealed under any circumstances, so that his and his family's life can be saved. The police is now in touch with him, and he is helping in giving peace to the souls of all those girls. But among those 400 cases, there is one such case which is still in the headlines across the country. A case in which, as the layers open, big names, influential faces, and hidden monsters will be exposed. Now the question is, will this secret ever be fully revealed? Or will these 400 innocent souls remain buried in the soil?